Guys, it took 4 years. The suspense, the waiting, the asking. But it finally happened. Bill saw my Burr.
Yeah, some guy in Germany. My wife sent it to me, and I was just like, whoa. Like, he sounded exactly like me.
Okay, here you go. You ready?
Brutal! Guys, it happened. Maybe you heard, maybe you didn't. But one of the most highly anticipated events of my career, according to most people, is whether or not Bill Burr was going to see my impression of him. And maybe you recall from episode 1, I thought he didn't say it. I thought he never saw it. And I was telling a little fib. I was fibbing because I was dead wrong. Apparently, Bill's been peeping the impression. Oh, and he thinks it's pretty good. Even though he hates listening to it because word came back. So I was going to have a guest on this episode, and I already had the interview with said guest, and that's going to be next week because I got to talk about this. This is, this was probably the number one question that I've got in my entire career was, has Bill Burr seen the impression of Bill Burr? That's the number one question that I get the most. It's probably second to, why aren't you on SNL? And, hey, are you in line? Because I'm short. People always ask me if I'm in line. Are you in line? Excuse me, are you in line? Are you in line for the bathroom? Can you believe people still... All right, no, I'm not. I'm not going to... God, I do have ADD. I'm not going to do a bit right now about the bathroom line because that does bother me when people say, hey, is this the line for the bathroom? I'm going to talk about that in another show. No, let's talk about it right now. Why do people ask if you're in line for the bathroom? You've never been in a bathroom line, ever. I bet you. I guarantee you have never been waiting in the line for the bathroom without somebody coming up and saying, excuse me, is this the line for the bathroom? It's like, what do you think it's the line for? There's 10 people in a line holding their crotches, shifting around, going, oh, fucking hurry up. What do you think it's a line for? The orthodontist? All right. That joke's never worked on stage, but I'm gonna get it there. So anyways, all right, so I'm going to give you the background of the 4 years leading up to Bill Burr responding to my impression of him. So as I mentioned in episode 1, it all started with I needed a fifth impression for my fourth or fifth year submitting for SNL. So I just pulled Bill Burr out of my Bill butt cheeks. I don't even know where it came from, but just going, bro, it's brutal. Oh, it's fucking brutal. I don't know, dude. Fucking brutal. So I didn't, it wasn't great at the time, and nobody saw it. These are private YouTube links that go right to the SNL. And I think for the SNL audition, my premise was celebrities, I think, auditioning for Shakespeare in the Park.
I mean, wow. Come on, old Willie Shakes in the park. He was my pal. Look, I'm not trying to be a dick, okay? I'm not, This isn't my thing, but of course my wife drags me into this audition crap, Bill, you should do a play. Oh, you need to expand your career. You should stop yelling at kids in public. To be or not to be, I mean... You're blowing my mind with that question right now. Is this a tragedy? You want a tragedy? Yesterday, I come home, my dog has taken a shit into my laptop, right? Then my in-laws, they stop by unannounced, all right? It's brutal. It's brutal.
So that was that. So I thought, okay, it's okay. And then every year I do this show called Stick or Treat, hosted by Mark Norman and Matt Ruby, two very funny New York comedians, where comedians who aren't famous impersonate famous comedians for a Halloween show, and you either do their bits or you come up with your own bits, but you do it in their voice. So I had done Woody Allen prior years. I had done Johnny Carson. Well, that's some weird stuff. Well, that is some weird, wild, wacky stuff, isn't it? Well, sure is. So I did Carson. Who else did I do? I did Jim Carrey. I did Owen Wilson. And so I thought, oh, I'll try out the Bill Burr and I'll do it in front of a crowd and see if it's any good. Because you never know. You hear when you hear your voice on a tape recorder or a video, you're like, that's what I sound like. Oh God. So I didn't know if it was any good. So I brought it to the people.
All right, shut up, sit down. Okay, sit down, shut up. All right, okay, shut the fuck up. Sit down, okay, all right, look. Okay, all right, I'm not trying to be a dick, okay? I'm not, all right? I don't know, everyone in Brooklyn is a little faggy, A little I don't know, everyone has like resting NPR face, you know what I mean? Oh, that was a good joke, okay? We have to fact check it though, okay? It's too fucking expensive to live here, Everyone wants to live off, I want to live off the L train, I feel like in 5 years the L train's just gonna go cross country, just so people can say they live. Yeah, I live off the L train. I'm off the Wilmington, Delaware stop. Oh, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. Oh, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to. I don't know. I went to a cafe the other day in Williamsburg. One of those places you go up, you ask for milk, you gotta go fucking milk the little goat. The milk's over there in the farm. Fuck you. I don't know, man.
So as you could tell, the crowd enjoyed it, and I was a little shocked because it was such a new impression. When I'm working on them, I am so focused on just getting the words right and getting the whatever nuances that I exaggerate right. So I'm like, was not ready for that size laughter, and I'm just going like, just get through it. So I do that, and then a few months later, I film it, obviously, you just heard it, and a few months later, I think it was the day after Christmas, Matt Ruby sends me a text from a New York Times article. Because I put that video on the internet's a crazy animal. The New York Times saw the video, Jason Zimmerman, who reviews stand-up comedians, and I get an article in the best of comedy for 2019. So it was each category: best special, best racist joke, best whatever. So I got best new impressionist, which was just so wild because, again, like, this was just an impression that I had to pull out of my ass to be able to be considered for SNL. So it was a really cool thing, and I think I had just gone through the breakup with that Queens fucker, the one that flew to, you know the thing. You know the thing. You sure you know the thing. Come on, man. She flew to London, England, to have sex with a guy from Queens. You know the thing. I told the story. I'm not telling it again, man. Come on, man. So it gets in the Times. That's weird, wild stuff for me. Really exciting stuff. And I thought, okay, now I gotta do. I usually don't do impressions on repeat. I do them one. It's like one and done. To me, like, if I get it, I master it, and then I move on to the next thing because I don't want to become an impressionist, so to say. So I thought, all right, I'll milk this a little bit, and then I had this idea to do a masterclass parody of Bill Burr, because these masterclass commercials are just all over the internet. So I was like, who could I do where it would be an unusual person teaching a masterclass? So I thought Bill Burr would be perfect because I wondered what it would be like if he was teaching like a bunch of super hipster, new comedians in New York City how to be a comedian, because I imagined, he wouldn't want to be there. He would think that you can't teach comedy to people. So, what would Bill Burr be like teaching comedy?
Fucking action! We're doing this on a fucking Monday!
Hi, I'm comedian Bill Burr, and this is my comedy masterclass. In this 6-week comedy course, does that say 6 weeks? You think you could learn comedy in 6 fucking weeks? Try 30 fucking years, all right? For being lonely, fucking broke, you got no girlfriend, you got nothing. My freaking wife, she dragged me into this crap. Oh, Bill, you need to start doing videos. Oh, you need to expand your career. You should stop yelling at kids in public. What a waste of my fucking time this is.
The more you've been physically beaten, the funnier you get.
It was exhausting because as a mother,
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I gotta fucking walk around in pajamas and eat fucking Jello.
Tomasito, necesitas recoger tu cuarto.
Jokes gotta be in English, all right? That's a fucking rule.
Well, I was just trying to talk about my heritage. That's my background.
Well, I want to deport that joke, all right? Fucking kick it over to the border wall. You can't fucking teach comedy. Write that fucking down.
Fucking unbutton that shit.
Fucking brutal!
fucking brutal.
Hold it like a fucking microphone. Fucking beat the comedy out of you. How's that feel?
But again, this was 4 years ago. The impression wasn't, to me, it wasn't great. It was just good. It was like SNL good, where you just have to be able to kind of portray the character and get the point across. So I throw that on the internet, and then turns out I don't think there's really a lot of other people that do a Bill Burr impression. So I just kind of, cornered the market and threw that online, did well. People were, again, I think they're surprised because there wasn't really any competition as well. So I put that on the internet. And then I just get bombarded for the next 2 years. Has Bill seen it? Hey, has he seen it? What did Bill say? Did he see it? Did he see it? Did he? Did he see it? Has he seen it? Come on, tell me he's seen it. Tell me he's gonna do it. Is he gonna talk about you on the Monday morning podcast? And it's a fair question. I never get mad when anyone asks. It's just flattering. And obviously you'd be curious to see if he's responded. So this kind of took on a life of its own, and it did start to bug me a little bit because, again, going all the way back, this wasn't meant to, I never did this in hopes that he'd see it at all. This was a means to an end. So after a while, I thought, you know what? Give the people what they want. You got to give the people what they want sometimes. So I decided, why don't I just do a response of Bill Burr responding to my impression of him as him? I was like, yeah, I do the voice, so just do that, and then people will stop asking. So I got my little voiceover booth, and Bill Burr, if you don't know, has a podcast called Monday Morning Podcast, and it's just him ranting for an hour. And there's no video, so I was like, "Oh, if there's no video, I'll just pretend like this is a clip that I pulled from his podcast where he stumbles upon my impression and thinks it's so good." Also, it's like I'm writing the review for the impression, so I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna fucking blow it out of the water and have him just drooling over this impression." And I thought, also, why not? He can tell people to follow me and watch my YouTube videos and stuff. So I get in there and I do this voiceover of Bill reviewing my Bill Burr. I don't even know. This I gotta fucking talk about. I got this goddamn video up. Apparently, there's the new comedian on the scene, up and coming star, and he's doing an impression of old fucking Billy Red Tits. And I gotta say, I thought I was gonna fucking hate this, I thought it was gonna be fucking brutal, And I gotta fucking say, it wasn't that fucking bad. I laughed, man. I don't know. He fucking went for it, this guy. What's his name? I got it. Tyler Fischer. Tyler fucking Fischer. He fucking dyed his beard fucking red, He put a bald cap on. I could tell he wasn't a real goddamn ginger, though, because he didn't have that fire in his bones. Anyways, if you have not seen it, he does me like teaching a comedy class to dumb fucking useless retard. I can't say that. These millennials. And it's not that fucking far off, He's fucking whipping them with a belt and just fucking making fun of their dumb cappuccino jokes or whatever. Oh, and my wife had a goddamn field day with this video. Oh my God.
She's like, Bill, I think there's a lot of truth in this. He seems very angry. All right. I think you should really just. Does anybody know this fucking guy? All right. So fucking give the guy a follow. All right. Tyler Fischer. Look at that. Help him out. This is a hard goddamn business.
So stupid little me, I think, oh, this will shut the people up. They're not going to ask anymore. They've got their answer. Yes, he's seen it. But no, it doubled because then people reached out to tell me how cool it was that he responded. And so I got bombarded, just bombarded. If I'm about to go on stage, people, oh my God, Bill Burr, I can't believe he saw it. He responded. That's so cool. Then I started to feel guilty because I was lying. But, now I'm in this like whole moral conundrum of like, oh, do I tell people that I did it? Will that ruin it? Will they get mad? So I did tell a few people because I do, even when I do the prank stuff, I always feel a little guilty that I'm fucking with people. So that's the problem. It'd be better if I was just a full-on psychopath where that wouldn't bother me, but it always bothers me. So at one point someone came up and they go, hey man, dude, I can't believe you fucking saw it. Bill Burr responded to your video, dude. Holy shit. And I go, that was me. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? No, Bill Burr, I was listening to the clip on Monday Morning Podcast. He says he saw it and he loved it and it's fucking great. And I was like, no, that I did Bill Burr review. And he was just like, what are you talking about, dude? Shut up. He got so mad. I don't remember who this was, a comedian. He got so mad. Like, he got up in my face like, you shut up right now. That was Bill Burr. I was like, no, it was me. He goes, no, it wasn't. Stop fucking with me, man. That was Bill. That was Bill's. I was like, no, that was me. And he ended up walking. He got so mad because then he thought I was fucking with him, pretending it was me, pretending it was him. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? I've created a Bill Burr monster and I can't stop it. But also, it was fun. So anyways. So that happened, and then people started finding out that it was indeed me, and it went back to, has Bill seen or heard your impression? So I thought, I've given up on the SNL stuff. I don't even submit for that anymore. I don't really need to do impressions, but I thought, all right, what if I do one last try? Because it would be cool if Bill Burr saw the impression. So I'm sitting at my desk and I thought, maybe if I trick him somehow into watching it, what would I have to do to get him to see it or to surprise people into watching it in a different way? Because people have seen it before. So I just started doing this, like, this sort of like, he's the gay German guy, his name is Franz, and he does impressions, and he lives in Würzburg, Germany, but he's like so silly, and then he can just suddenly break into an impression, It just comes out of nowhere, right? Because that's what I do. I'm Franz, and I do silly voices, but I also do Woody Allen, because I love Woody Allen. So I thought if it's a German guy with a really high, I don't know how else to say it, gay voice. Is that offensive? I don't think so. It's a gay voice. We all know. It's not all gay people have it. I know a lot of gays that don't have the gay voice, but some people do. I don't need to explain myself here, okay? So the point is I wanted to contrast the deep Bill Burr, I don't know, whatever can contrast something like this. So that's what I went with. It got like no views, by the way. It got like 100 views on YouTube. But cut to a month later, that's what actually did it. That's what got his attention because his wife saw the video and freaked out and showed him the video. So then they throw it up on Bill Burr. Bill Burr does a podcast with Bert Kreischer, and they have an impressionist on, very funny guy named Jeff Richards. You got to check him out. And so apparently Bill knew. This is what's so weird is I know probably 20 or 30 people who are close with Bill or they're comedy club owners who have his cell phone number or email or whatever. So people have been sending him this video these videos of me for the last 4 years. So I just know that he probably doesn't like me very much because now he's getting the same thing. They're asking me if he's seen it, and people are asking him if they've seen it. They're asking me if he's seen it, and they're asking him if they've seen me doing him. So everyone's angry. Just me and Bill. So they show it on Bill Burr's podcast. So here's the clip of Bert Kreischer showing Bill this video.
Fun to hear yourself.
Yeah, some guy in Germany. My wife sent it to me, and I was just like, whoa. Like, he sounded exactly like me.
Okay, here you go. You ready?
And I'm going to teach you how to do an impression of the comedian Bill Burr. So put a hat on so you look bald. Bill is so bald. Then you want to lean your head back to even more bald. And you'll sort of know when you have the right angle. Right there, freaking hold it. Oh, I'm a German and I do impressions of comedians and I shove schnitzel down my dumb face. That's brutal. Freaking brutal. All right, not trying to be
That's perfect.
That's it. It's easy.
Oh my God, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Bill, that sounds
Fucking amazing. No, that guy was like, he just like carbon copied it. Like that was like the best one that, not like I watched a bunch of them, but like my wife came in going, you got to see this. And I thought he was mocking doing impressions in the beginning because his voice was so high up. And then out of nowhere, which was really a great misdirection, then he came in, I was just like, whoa.
And if you watch closely at Bill's face, so again, one of his friends texted me and explained what was happening, because now it's like he just thinks I'm a German guy. So it almost doesn't. Of course, it matters, but you know the idea was, oh, Bill will see it and he'll have you on his podcast and he'll say your name and people will follow you and this will help your career. Now this is why I never got too excited about it, because oftentimes these things don't impact your career. It's a fun story and I'm excited to put it out and people are happy and I'll roll with it and I'll celebrate it and all that stuff. But it could be a little tricky if you think this is going to change your career. So to me, this is never, I already let it go in the beginning when I got the impression down. It couldn't have been about him seeing it, because then you obsess about it and then you can't move on. And then I'd end up just doing Bill Burr every day and all my videos would be Bill Burr. So I did the healing work and I let it go. And it didn't matter. I did the impression for me, because it's got to be for you in the end. But fun little ending to the story is that he saw it and he thinks I'm a German guy. So I guess I'm going to have to keep doing more Bill Burr until he says my goddamn name on his podcast. Because that would be pretty cool. I don't know. So that's the story. Was it interesting? I don't know. But what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing today? You doing something better than listening to this goddamn story? No, you're sitting on your fucking couch pretending to be at work. You're on some Zoom meeting with some guy with your fucking eyes are rolled in the back of your head. Just go, oh yeah, that sounds good. The market's good. Oh yeah, we should tweak these. No, you're not doing shit. So you're going to listen to this fucking story. And that's what you're going to do. All right? So thank you, Bill Burr and Bill Burt for checking it out. And I don't know. I picked up the phone and I called Bert Kreischer's manager, because I was like, well, when things like this happen, they're only hot for 24 hours. You know, it's like a lot of excitement for 24 hours and then it disappears, which is also the danger of getting too excited about this stuff, because it's fleeting and it's exciting. So I thought, oh, let me milk it. So I went on Bert Kreischer's website, and I don't have an agent or a manager. So I think a lot of times people think if you don't have an agent or you don't have a manager, you have no cachet in the industry. But everybody's online. If you get a little creative, you could find anybody. So I just picked up the phone and called Bert Kreischer's agent, and I was like, yes, hello, this is comedian Tyler Fischer. Bert Kreischer is a big fan of mine, and I'd love to come on the podcast because he's showing my videos on Bill Burr and he loves them, and I'd love to just come on and do some impressions. And they're like, this is probably a question for his manager. Here's his manager's info. It's like, oh shit. So I took down his manager's number, and I called his manager, left a message. Hi, this is comedian Tyler Fischer. You probably have heard of me. I do a Bill Burr impression, and Bill Burr and Bert Kreischer are huge fans of mine. Anyways, I'd love to be a guest on his podcast if, So anyways, why don't you chew that over? I'm throwing in like, you got to throw in like business lingos. So why don't you table that idea, put a pin in it, chew it over, think it over, and, throw it through the dryer on Tumble, and give me a call back. Let me know what you think. I'm at 2034. So that's it. We'll see if I hear back, and then maybe I can get onto Bert Kreischer's podcast and do the impression for Bill, which he would hate because I already know that he cringes when he hears it. That is another text that somebody sent me from him that basically was like, I can't handle it. He hates it. He hates it. So that's the story of how Bill Burr got to see my Bill Burr. And what do I do now? Now what do I do? I got to get another celebrity to see an impression of mine. So my new goal is to have Woody Allen see my impression of him and respond to it on a podcast. That is now the purpose of my life. And we'll see what happens. So yeah, I was supposed to have Mark Normand was going to be this episode, but I knew this story would be kind of long, so I didn't want to put out a 2-hour episode. So this will be out on YouTube tomorrow. But if you subscribe to Patreon, patreon.com/TylerTalks, you get the video first. You get it all first, people. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when videos are coming out. If you enjoyed this, drop a little comment to get those comments going. Apparently, that's how the videos get viewed. Whatever you want to write, just comment, like the video. And have a great week. Do something nice for yourselves. And I'll see ya next Monday. You guys are brutal. Fucking brutal. All right, that's a wrap.